This will be a bit different from my usual guides. This is just a day one walkthrough, something I can put together a little faster, so please forgive me for the lower quality. Here we use standard color Waymarks. They only really matter on one mechanic, but they help there a lot. If you want to hear how I caught this fight, feel free to check out the clear video. There's no need to pre-shield, the first raid damage comes quite late. The fight starts with a blue Shockwave Tankbuster that can be invulned or swapped. Here you'll see our tanks do the swap movement on the first. Fear of Death will summon hands in one of what I think are two potential patterns. Everyone in the party has a general area they are responsible for. For instance, R2 is bottom right, and I am taking the hand 1 to the left of him. M2 is taking the hand around A to 2, etc. These don't deal a lot of damage as long as they aren't baited to overlap, and this will be that first instance of raid damage. Don't stand in the dark circles while the hands emerge. Cold Grip functions exactly like it did in normal, but without Telegraphs. You want to dodge into the first hit on the side that isn't dark. Memento Mori is the first tricky part. A persistent dot column will appear middle, and we will get these giant spread circles. The hands from the persistent dot will divide the arena in such a way that we need to do a 6-2 split. Our solution was to have the DPS always go to their light party sides, with the supports adjusting to the light side during the cast, as this side always has the 6 safe spots, while the dark side has 2, and we just stagger our spreads to make space. Soul Reaping will telegraph either a middle safe or side safe. Adjust accordingly in position with your partners. We did melee range melee, so we never have range trying to awkwardly position in the corners on the sides pattern. The next cast will be Fourfold Blight for pairs, or Twofold Blight for light parties. You really want to get into the habit of pre-positioning with your partner on these, and then if it's light parties, you just collapse. Melees want to be all the way north here to avoid sniping the range stack on the middle pattern. This is followed by the inverse Soul Reaping that is stored for later. If it was mid first, it will be sides later. After this telegraph, we will resolve another Fear of Death hands pattern, then drop our own set of hands with these circle AoEs from the End's Embrace, and this second set of hands will give a Vuln, so try to dodge it after you bait. Remember the sequence is always bait hands, drop hands, bait and dodge hands here. Another blue Shockwave will telegraph. After baiting, the tank just takes it to the corner. We used an invuln on this one since the space in the arena is a bit more contested by everyone's baits. DPS run into the second hit a lot. It is survivable, so just plan for it to happen while people are learning. I couldn't tell you why. After both hits of this TB, the mid or sides that was stored earlier will resolve alongside another Twofold or Fourfold Blight. Grand Cross is going to deal some raid damage and reduce the arena to a small circle. We stack mid during this cast for some baits. After the transformation, 2 sets of small circle baits will appear under random players. As these baits appear, we move towards our cardinal color Waymarks, baiting edge to edge. These AoEs will begin rotating and counting down. You'll understand how they work if you've been farming your OC. Basically, at the end of the countdown, they slow to a stop and hit their telegraphed location. Mid a lot here while people are learning because all the damage is survivable if your healers are in babysitter mode. 1 roll will get spread markers and 4 towers will appear on the colors, so the non-spread roll will soak the towers. Everyone should try to resolve near the edge where the safe spots from the rotating columns are largest and the spreads consume the least real estate on the arena. This will then invert with the tower roll now spreading and the spread roll now soaking towers. Taking a tower while you have a spread is lethal, but if your partner dies you should do this anyways because it is a very recoverable mechanic. After both sets of towers we stack mid again for another set of 2 baits. We bait these edge to edge moving towards the intercardinals. There will be a proximity damage cross that hits from cardinal to cardinal, so throw a little mid here and don't run too fast. Neutron Ring will blast the raid with another serving of damage and restore the arena. The first ad phase will begin and the Rising Fear of Death gauge will begin filling, giving us a DPS check that isn't too bad. A large beckoning hand and 2 small icy hands will spawn. A tank should grab the big one. These will all cast column AoEs, with the large hand telegraphing it as a targeted Tankbuster cleave. We tried to burn the big hands down ASAP and then clean up the small ones while dodging their casts. There will be another set of 1 large and 2 small hands, and finally a set of 3 small hands, and that will conclude the first ad phase. The boss will become targetable again and cast Darkness of Eternity, dealing raid damage and becoming untargetable. We hold 2 minutes for after this next sequence. The raid will be isolated to individual platforms with their own ads. Tanks have a cast interrupt on theirs, healers have a slow to Asuna on theirs, and DPS, I don't know, deal damage or something to theirs. Everyone has a 50-second timer to kill their ad and ascend as they did in normal mode. And the healers also get to deal with a metric assload of damage from their bleed and 65k autos, look out for that. After returning we send 2 minutes in potion reopeners. 2 hands will appear on the side of the arena, leaving the top, middle, or back row safe, although I never saw the back row and suspect this pattern doesn't exist. Getting grabbed by these hands will send players to repeat the ad phase, and we will do another round of drop, bait, and dodge hands on our light party sides. While dodging the hands, check the cold grip for the safe side. Relentless Reaping will telegraph a series of 4 patterns, using out, middle, in, and sides each once in any order. I suggest having a player write this in party chat because the order these telegraph will indicate which is 1, 2, 3, or 4, and the boss can start from any of these numerals. Crop rotation will adjust the boss's starting point to whichever numeral starts at the bottom of the ring. While the first AoE is going off, there will be a 4th or 2nd season cast, so note, this will resolve with the last of the 4 AoEs. Circle of Lives will summon 5 balls that will play an animation, indicating the order they will be tiny donut safe spots. It will always be corner, corner, mid, corner, corner, making the movement fairly predictable. Specter of Death will place a hand on one of the 3 rows. You can completely ignore this as long as you move fast, unless it's in the middle. This hand will always resolve between the 2nd and 3rd orb, so if it's middle, wait for the hand to go off before adjusting into the 3rd orb. Otherwise, just dodge like usual and you shouldn't need to consider the hand. While you're in the 3rd orb, check the boss's telegraph during the Soul Reaping cast. Here it's sides. Resolve the telegraphed AoE with another pairs or light parties after all 5 orbs. Masked Macabre will probably be the main failure point for this fight, and also has the highest room for optimization. I'm not going to get too into how I would optimize this mechanic, I'm just going to walk through the solution that worked for us, but there is some melee optimization to be made here pretty easily. The towers always spawn in this pattern, a 4 stack in the middle, north, and south, a 3 stack in every corner, and 2 2-stacks at west and east. We start with the melees north and the range south to resolve the 2 4-stacks before Memento Mori divides the arena in half for the rest of the mechanic. Soaking these towers gives a 5-second vuln before you can soak the next, and being mindful of this is key. After soaking the 2 4-stacks, party 1 goes left and party 2 goes right to soak the 2 north 3-stacks. After that vuln falls off, the melees take the north 2-stack on their side, and the range take the south 2-stack. Once that vuln falls off, everyone but the tanks takes the south 3-stack. Wait for the Memento Mori hands to go off before soaking the 2s. The main tank will get another set of TBs, and I highly recommend an invuln for this. If the tank goes to the top corner after soaking their 2-player tower, the party can finish soaking and dodge the TBs on the south edge next to the Memento Mori column. This is immediately followed by another cold grip. Relentless Reaping will repeat exactly as it did earlier, followed by a set of Fear of Death hands, and we enter Circle of Lives too. This will have 4 spheres that each straddle 2 rows, and 2 hands will appear. We go from safe orb to safe orb like we did during the first, but lean towards the row that is not being hit by a hand. Between the 2nd and 3rd, the pattern will invert, so check the hand and lean towards the safe side. They will go off with the 2nd and 4th spheres. We killed here, but I will pull up our Enrage so we can see the last few bits of the fight. Memento Mori will repeat as it did from the start, with support spreading on the light side. There will be another cold grip, the entire Grand Cross phase will repeat, and there will be a long cast of Darkness of Eternity, at the end of which Necron will become untargetable and wipe the raid. I hope you found this useful, good luck in the party finder, and thanks for watching.